Good afternoon, Falcon fans, and thanks for joining us for today's matchup between your United States Air Force Academy Falcons against the Marist Red Foxes. My name is Danny Bellissimo, and I'm here joined by class of 2021 United States Air Force Academy Lacrosse All-Star, Vinny Lombardi. How you doing today, Vinny?
Doing great. Pumped to be here.
Yeah, good to have you up here. So you got a chance to talk to Coach Wilson before the game. What do you think some of the keys for the game today are?
Right, so I was down there in the warm-ups. Boys were fired up. They were hooting and hollering, ready to go. Keys to the game today, I think that Marist is going to come out, try and get after us a little bit in the 10-man, and I think that capitalizing on clearing the ball, going from defense to offense efficiently, I think that's just huge in our game and just getting some flow established early.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. Looking at the stat sheet, Air Force is only about 73% on the clear. Last week it started to look pretty good, though. Jason Rose was dropping bombs. He looked like Patty Mahomes tossing out 60-yard passes and whatnot. Big thing that I saw on the stat sheet is Marist is coming into this with ground balls. Opponents got about 161 to their 90. So everybody knows ground balls, huge key to lacrosse. It's just you basically saying you're tougher, more athletic, and more aggressive than the other team. Marist is coming here. They usually play up in Poughkeepsie, 85 feet above sea level. If you want to get ground balls here at 7,258 feet above sea level, you're going to have to work your tail off. What do you think?
That's right, and as you mentioned last game, upstate is different than Long Island ball. I mean, and that's just different.
Preach, brother, preach.
We grind on Long Island. That's what we do, and we just are blue collar and we get it done.
Yeah, I like it, blue collar. Here comes the opening face-off. Looks like Brian Michaels getting sent to work there at the face-off X today. Marist is coming in only about 30% at the face-off. Brian Michaels got about 40%, so let's see if he can get control of this game for us right off the bat. Got a fast break with the long pole. Not exactly how we wanted to start this game off. Looks like number 7, JT Roselle, with the goal. That number 7's an important jersey for Marist, isn't it?
That is, and they give that to a defenseman every year that is doing pretty well, and he's the team leader in caused turnovers right now with 8, and you see him pick up that ground ball there and capitalize for their team. That's not the way you want to start, but right now for Air Force, you just shake that off. Fresh start. You're starting the game here. You just shake that right off. Speak about Long Island, you got 2 Long Island guys on there. The face-off right there, 17, Chris Bardak, and 28, Brian Michael.
Looks like the Red Foxes got another face-off there. Looks like they're going to slow this one down, get their offensive personnel out, and have a settled possession here. Ball's in their box. They got about 70 seconds left on their shot clock. Looks like Marist has all their offensive personnel, and now they're starting to work their offense. It's a nice little takedown there. Working the ball around. Marist has got the backup.
And just a desk pop there from Marist. Good topside defense.
Looks like they're going to get him for stepping in the crease. Air Force ball. Quick start. Love the quick start that we don't have to wait for the Zebras to tell us to start playing anymore. You can just pick it up and go with it. And Air Force has got the ball on their offensive side of the field with 70 seconds on their shot clock.
That's right. Plenty of time to settle in. Get the offense going here. Bang. Brandon Dodd back in action.
Yep, the kid from Utah. Step aside, Carl Malone. We got a new mailman from Utah. His name is Brandon Dodd, with the big goal to start things off. That's his 10th of the season, coming back. He was out last game, but he's starting today fresh. Looks like he's well rested.
That's right. He's battling a shoulder injury here. Curious to see how he holds up, but obviously
he looks fresh to me.
Starting hot.
Yeah. I think that was a false start. Yep, false start on Marist. That's their first. Brian Michael picks it up real quick, gets it down to the offensive side of the field. Looks like that's Brendan Krause. He's going to slow things up, make sure we get the right personnel on the field. What was Coach Wilson saying about who's getting all the touches here on offense today?
Yeah, so guys are looking to, on the offensive side, scored the game winner last week in overtime. Tolan, number 5. They want him touching the ball. Krause, Peen, and obviously Dodd, who started us off.
Yeah, last week Air Force got a big win in overtime over Canisius. They had about 17 guys on the injury list. Some of those guys are back today. Hopefully they have fresh legs and they're able to run Marist into the ground up here in Colorado Springs.
Top side. Nothing working there. The poise on Dodd, so you see normally, bang, and there he is, as I mentioned, number 5. Aiden Tolan.
Man, I wish they had their A10 jerseys on because he would have done the A10 proud there because that was the 30mm Mike going right into the back of that cage right there.
That was, I think I could hear the net rip a little bit from here.
Yeah, I'm surprised the Zebras aren't going over there to make sure there aren't any holes in the back of that goal right now. But that's big. Air Force, I mean, they saw that first goal in the first 10 seconds of the game. You know, they didn't get ruffled. You know, they came back. They're up 2-1 now with about 12 and a half minutes left in the first quarter.
Looks like a little push from behind there. Number 25, Chastain, back in action this week as well. So that's big for the Air Force defense. You look to Q Carlisle and Chastain to really lead that defense out there.
Yeah, with injuries, I think this might be the first time this season, maybe since UVA, that we had all of our starting personnel on defense out there.
Right. There's a good recovery. Step in the crease. That's Air Force ball.
So far, I like what Air Force is doing on their clears. So far, they've gotten all of them. They haven't, you know, waited for Marist to get set. They're just quick start, get the ball downfield, maximize their shot clock. You know, I always think it's funny when teams come out here to Colorado Springs, you got that adrenaline going to start the game off, and you see these defenses covering our guys all the way out the 40 and the 45.
Right.
And then usually that shrinks all the way back to the restraining line by the second quarter or maybe the second half.
Once the hypoxia starts to kick in, we are far above sea level here.
Yep. Far, far above that of West Point and Annapolis. I think it's the exact quote if I had my contrails handy. It looks like Air Force is all set up. They're going to start with dodging the short stick up at the top.
Number 55 out there, Chase Douglas. You look to him, he's a very vocal guy. Lead the offense out there.
That was a big windup. He got caught hanging. Air Force luckily had a midi who hustled his way down there to stop the fast break. Looks like Marist is going to slow it up. Ooh, another hanger. And here comes Air Force on the fast break.
Cole Grimberg, Brandon Dodd. And like I said before, the poise on Brandon Dodd, just to settle the game down, take a deep breath. Hey guys, we're going to settle in. We're going to score in 60 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely. He's been an absolute workhorse, especially when we're playing ACC teams.
That's right.
He owns the ACC.
You look at the game he had against Duke his freshman year, and wow.
Yeah, and the way he started off against UVA this season.
That's right.
I mean, he had 4 in the first half, and he rang a pipe in the first half as well.
That's a guy that just knows his size, knows how to use it.
All right, nice stop by Marist, keeper there. They're going to start their clear. Marist is coming into the game with a clear percentage that's actually not too bad in the 90%, excuse me. Let's see if Air Force can start to drive that percentage down. A little BTB.
BTB action not working out for them. Sometimes you gotta not be too fancy.
But nice ride by Air Force. They get the ball back. Brandon Krause out there in the alley slowing things up. Brandon Krause is having a heck of a season for the Falcons this year. He's coming into this game with 17 goals.
That's right, and he really found his stroke this year, and it's great to see him shooting well, as opposed to some of the past years, maybe more shots than goals, but there's a little mishandle there. But he really is put on this year. Love to see it.
Here comes Marist coming in on the fast break. Ooh, I think that rang the pipe on that one.
I think it did too. Questionable, Brandon Dodd. No, I'm not going to give it to him. That's going to get him a fresh 60.
You know, I'm a little partial to goalies, so if I was running the stats right now, I'd give that save to Jason Rose.
I think so too.
Jason Rose is having a heck of a season. He came in, was one of the top goalies in the country with his save percentage so far this season.
Right, and you talk about all the injuries we're battling right now, and that's another guy. His wrists are just, I was in the training room while he's getting taped up, and it's just, his wrists are stuck straight. Good defense. Tommy Hellman, hell of a ball player.
Tommy Hellman's one of those do-it-all defensive middies.
That's right.
Doesn't get tired, I'm pretty sure. Once we're done with the game, he goes out and mows the lawn. Then he hits the locker room.
I think he was actually checking the tire pressures on everybody's cars out there earlier. Yeah, he's a first in, last out kind of guy. Good topside defense there as well. Christian Marshall breaking down. Not today. And just a gumball. Up and out. That's what we love to see out of Air Force right now. Jay Rose eating that ball up, getting it right out to Christian Marshall. Tommy Hellman's got fresh legs.
Air Force has got somebody back at the X. Looks like we're going to start. 68 seconds on the shot clock. So Air Force has just been dominating the possession so far. And Marist's only goal has been an unsettled situation. So I like what I see out of Air Force's defense so far.
So that's one thing Coach Thompson was talking about on the field during warm-ups. We want to take away all that unsettled. They're good in those scramble situations, but we take that away from them. We play 6v6 straight up. We're going to walk away with a W here.
Yep. Marist is only coming into this season with only 23 assists on all of their goals. And we're talking about this is their 6th game of the season. So, like you just said, most of their goals are obviously unsettled situations.
Right.
Here we go. Dodge.
Dante Orlando.
Get the slide for the long stick. Get it over to Brendan. Oh, and his left hand. Missed a little bit wide, but Air Force had backup. They're going to start with the ball on the end line. There's Mr. Dodd feeding the crease.
Here's where we got to capitalize, those unsettled ground balls right there. We need to be picking those guys up.
Did Marist go offsides?
I got 3 back.
Yep.
There's Q Carlisle on the ball at X.
That guy's been an absolute hoss. You played with him, right?
I did for 3 years, 3 great years, man. He was one hell of a player. I've seen guys so lost after a possession. Looked like a little offensive mid. He stuck on defense there, got top side. We didn't have a slide to help out.
Yep, he just drove to the top. Lefty laser to the top corner. That's number 16, Sam Farrell for Marist. Sam Farrell, that's his first goal of the season. Someone get him the ball. Keep that. Give it to his mom after the game.
And we got 2-2 here, just like the day after a bad chili cook-off. We are knotted at deuces here.
For you viewers watching at home, you'd be surprised, but me and Vinny do not do this for a living. We're both Air Force officers and pilots, and this is what we do to moonlight for a good time. Looks like Air Force with another good ride. They're getting set up on offense.
What a beautiful day here for lacrosse, Colorado Springs area. It's been nice, 60s here. And that's not common in March, you know.
Absolutely not.
Mid-60s, just
mid-60s today, and we're getting ready for it to snow all day tomorrow. And you can actually start to see it come in out of the north, out of Monument right now.
And you got the Peen brothers here on the field, 24 Gavin Peen, 56 Wes Peen. Look for them to break out in a big way this game. Wes Peen.
Outside.
Brandon Dodd back in the net. Wes Peen, freshman, coming in at 230 pounds. Just an absolute unit. And there's Gavin Peen, a howitzer.
You know, the shot before that with Brendan Krause, really liked what I saw at him. He got topside on that long pole. You know, and he's a guy that's coming into this game with 17 goals. You know, you think a guy like him is always looking to the cage, but as soon as he saw that slide, he found the open man who got a really nice look at the cage and unfortunately just couldn't bury it.
We're doing a good job of drawing slides here. And another thing that Coach Thompson said before the game is they see the Marist defense hedging a little bit and not sliding too quickly. But I've seen differently today. I see them going, and we're drawing slides, moving the ball, getting shots right now. There's a little topside action, pushing behind, questionable. Brendan Krause down the alley. Over to Gavin Peen.
Oh, he's got the shorty behind right now.
Look for this matchup here. Short time on the shot clock. See what we do here, trying to ring one off the net. It's not what we want to see, the ball starting up there.
Air Force has got to be quick here to get that substitution going because they're going to start it.
Cole Grimberg, quick out of the box, number 8. And he's a guy that was short stick D-midi for most of his career. He's a senior. Just switched to long stick midi because his team needs it. That's just
selfless.
That is selfless. You look at battling injuries right now, and they say, hey, we need this for the team, and he says, I'll get it done, coach.
I dare say that's a core value of the United States Air Force, service before self. Number 3 sailed that one over the net. Marist had the backup. They're going to start from the end line here. He's got the shorty.
A little miscommunication there in the pick. Good slide.
Big save out of Jason Rose right there. Looks like, yep, referees are signaling a reset for a fresh shot clock.
A jump shot, stuffed. Q Carlisle just swallowing up ground balls. That's all he does.
Hit him at the midfield. There we go.
Balls
Tommy Hellman.
Tommy Hellman once again got fresh legs. I'd love to see a goal from him or an assist.
Big face dodge by Brandon Dodd. That's his second of the day. Big face dodge, come in high to high. And Marist's goalkeeper is not up to the challenge.
Dodd just tucking that one away.
Yeah, this is exactly what Air Force needs. Dodd having a big game, already putting 2 on the scoreboard in the first quarter. You know, so far, Marist is coming out, I mean, doing a lot better than the stat sheet says for their face-off percentage of 29%. I think they've gotten all but 1 so far, so expect Brian Michael to big step up right there to win that one and get the ball back down to Air Force's offense.
That's right, that's a big momentum play right there. We just tucked one away on a fast break. Now we get to settle in on offense. Look to get a 2-goal lead here.
Yeah, you know, one thing about Air Force's offense, they've definitely controlled the possession so far today, but all season they haven't scored in bunches, you know, where they just pull away from somebody. Like to see Air Force actually get the opportunity to do that today, and a big part of that's going to be Brian Michael winning at the faceoff X.
That's right. You look at two guys out, Dylan Frankhauser and Knapp as well, the freshman. So B-Mike's just taking it on his own today.
Ooh, Brendan Krause smelling blood in the water, had a shorty. There was no way he wasn't taking that one to the hole.
He's been doing a great job getting top size on guys today.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure what he dropped for assignment night, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's going to medical school because he's just surgical with that left hand of his. Oh, the
Here
big swim.
Yep, take it inside. Take it to go.
That a boy. And one. Brendan Krause. Here I am talking him up with his left hand, and he goes big swim move a la Jay Jalbert to come down with his right hand and put that one right underneath the crossbar. What's up?
And he pressed the upgrade button there. He was looking at that shot running down the alley. He said, hey, let me come inside, get a closer look at things, tuck one away.
Yeah. And big ups on the celebration with the big flex there. Looks like Marist is going to take a timeout. We'll take a timeout up here at the box as well. We'll be back with you very shortly.
Penalty against the Red.
Looks like Marist is coming out in a box and one, and Air Force is in a 3-3. Feed the crease. Oh, that was a really good look.
Questionable run out there, but got to have backup, especially in a man-up opportunity. Big mistake by the Falcons.
Yeah, when you got two guys running to the end line and one of them's the keeper,
Chris
ties all.
Bardak.
It's a big stop there. Ooh, Jason Rose doing his best Michael Johnson impression, just sprinting down the field, getting the ball back to the O for the rest of their man-up opportunity.
Jason Rose might have gotten cold down there. He wanted to go for a little jog down in the park. Looks like we're going to be settled all even here, back to 6v6 with Cross. Chris Bardak with the takeaway.
Oh, what a look by Brendan Krause.
Nifty little feed there.
Is that Alexander Stepney catching the ball on the crease and burying it?
Number 14.
Just a quick stick inside. He's a freshman.
You know, I got
well this year.
to imagine Marist's defense was scouting Brendan Krause all week, thinking that he was just going to be a finisher. But that's his second pretty good-looking feed I've seen so far today out of him.
That's right. He's drawing the slide, keeping his eyes up, dumping it off to the middle.
Yeah, Brendan Krause proven to the entire world he's not just a finisher, but he's a complete lacrosse player. And that's the end of the first quarter. We have Air Force leading Marist 5-2. End of the first quarter. We'll take a break here. We'll be back with you very shortly. Cast as we start the second quarter between your United States Air Force Academy against the Marist Red Foxes. Looks like Brian Michael still has the hot hand over there at the face-off X. As we get things started for
Pinch
the
and pop.
second.
Oh, look for a flag there, and there it is.
Got it.
Wow. So I'm not sure distance from up here, but that flag throw could be in the record book.
A lot of style points on that one.
A lot. Looks like it took him a second to grab it out, but man, not sure if the wind took that thing, but it had some hang time, some height, some distance. Good job on Zebra.
But talk about Brian Michael putting the team on his back, running that down after taking a penalty, finding Chris Bardock, who big shot. We just need an 8x8 cage to put that one in the back of it.
He had 2 goals against Virginia. Just a classic Long Island guy getting things done. Expect nothing less.
Marist is out here. Looks like boxing one.
Got him to rotate here. That's when we see things start to open up, once the defense gets rotated.
That looks like they handled
And
the
there's
wheel
time
there.
room. Brandon Dodd settling in over there. What a screenplay.
Looks like Air Force in the 1-3-2 now.
Look at the pressure
Changing it
that
up. They're back in the 3-3.
the pressure that Marist is giving behind. They don't want them to feed, especially in a man down situation. Here we go. Little carry.
Brendan Krause thought about that one for a second. Nice feed. Just couldn't get it on cage.
You know, I think freshman, sophomore Brendan Krause takes that shot. But now you see he's developed as a lacrosse player, the IQ that he knew that he was going to get a rotate and an upgraded shot for his teammate. And that wasn't him.
Yep, some of that maturity. It looks like we're back to even strength on both sides.
And it looks like we got a hurt Marist player. I would not want to take that shot from Brendan Krause, and we're going to capitalize on that. And you hope that he's okay. Get him checked out. That was point blank range.
Yeah, it looks like he's walking that off. The trainer's coming out. Man after my own heart, though. Nothing I like more than one of my defensemen willing to take a shot for me.
That's right.
You know, talking about Chris Bardock's shot there, when I first got back to the Air Force Academy, I went to first game I'd seen in years. Shot clock was running down, and all of a sudden I saw a shorty run for the midfield line, and Brandon Jones came over, and I was sitting next to my sponsor mom, Nancy Jones, and I was like, why are we putting a long pole on? She looked at me and she goes, because that's Brandon Jones, and he shot an absolute howitzer from about 25 and scored. It was amazing.
Goalies would dread that part of the game. They would not want the shot clock to get low because they knew they were facing a shot from Brandon Jones, and he would just cripple goalies. I remember one game, the Richmond goalie was, I think he left the net when he saw Brandon Jones winding up.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was fun to watch.
Brandon Jones, I hope you're watching and you're enjoying your F-22 Raptor. Looks like Air Force is settling up. 45 seconds on the shot clock. Nice ball movement.
Get the hands free, move the ball. Brandon Dodd. Ooh. Hayden Tolan. Across the middle. Good look at a shot there. We're getting good looks.
That was a nice dodge. He got inside of 5-5. Good look, good backup.
About 20 left on the shot clock here. Looking like we're going to get a reset there. Fight for a ground ball. And that's a blatant push in the back. We're never going to get away with that one.
I'd like to think you get away with one of those here in Colorado Springs.
I'd hope so. But that one, Krause, sorry, man.
Krause isn't really known as one of the guys to lay the lumber, so I like he's fired up.
Right, I'll take a little hit action. Air Force got our personnel on. We got our D-middies on, which is good to see.
Yeah, I believe this is Marist's first offensive possession so far, the second quarter.
Looks like we got a little rotate action.
Ooh,
And Chris Bardak just gobbling ground balls up.
Oh man, Chris Bardak's like, you know, nickname in the locker room's Dyson because he's just picking up everything off the carpet.
That's another first in, last out guy. I mean, I roomed with him last year on one of the away trips, and this guy's just ripping 200 push-ups before bed.
It's like Air Force now got all of their offensive personnel out in the field. They'll start.
Brandon Dodd directing traffic. Settling in as the quarterback. Here's Kraus back left. Pick set.
Air Force with a little bit of a different look here with Brandon Dodd above the GLE and Kraus going back behind the cage.
That's right. You see, you mentioned him battling that shoulder injury, so maybe that has something to do with it. Some of the guys taking some reps.
Nice outlet pass by Marist's goalie there. They're subbing through the midfield line. Looks like they got their personnel out there, and they'll start this offensive possession with about 60 seconds left on their shot clock.
Air Force defense settling in.
A little miscommunication there. There's a save by Jason Rose. Number 13 for Marist, who came out from behind, Sam Farrell, but I never saw him get picked up. I'm not sure why he fed that ball at the GLE. Looks like Marist is going to take a timeout here, and so we will be back here shortly for the rest of the second quarter. And welcome back. Marist took a timeout there. Right now the game is Air Force 5, Marist 2.
Air Force defense settling in well here.
Looks like they're pressing out a little bit on this man-to-man right now.
They're rotating
Field's
fast.
wide open.
Rotating fast, playing as one team, one unit. It's good to see Tommy Hellman just fighting for that top side. Settle back. Shot in the goal.
It's number 13 getting fed on the crease. And I think that's Sam Farrell. Or no, I'm sorry, that's Jake Deasy with his first goal of the game. Pretty nice one. You know, although Marist did score there, what I did like out of Air Force's defense is they all crashed as soon as that ball got fed to the crease, and he ended up on his backside even though he did get the goal.
Right, we put some grass stains on his jersey. He's going to remember that for sure. So that's a good sign. You hate to see the goal out of it, but you got to put him down. He's going to remember that time next time he's getting fed on the crease. Brian Michael on the fast break, dishes out Brandon Dodd. Brandon Dodd will settle it down. Look, Chris Bardak, bang!
Big goal there.
And there he is.
Absolutely love it. Air Force let in a goal, and they came right back and punched them in the mouth.
That's how
All
you
started with Brian Michael with the one-handed scoop, doing a little hot pizza, a little underhanded pass, finding, Dodd with the dodge, and then finding Bardock, who just laces an absolute 30 Mike on that goal.
And once again, you see Brandon Dodd. He didn't like the shot, so he pulled it out, settled down a little bit, kept his eyes up. Bardak keeping himself involved in the play. Didn't just, so most LSMs you'll see just sprint off the field. He stays involved in the play. Gets some open space. Buries one away. Brian Michael again.
Yeah, but Brian Michael must be listening to the broadcast down there on the sideline, because we talked about how we're going to need him to start winning those face-offs so that Air Force can start scoring in bunches. And that's absolutely what he just did. And I love it when he scoops it up. He's such a fogo, doing the little hot pizza one-handed.
Walking the
cradle.
dog.
Kid's from Farmingdale, so he's got to be tough.
Here are the Peen brothers back in action on the field. We'd love to see them playing together. Wes Peen is the 4th Peen to play for Air Force Lacrosse.
Nice dodge by Brandon Krause. Off-stick hip, but Marist goalie with a nice save on that one.
Looking like a little pressure here from Air Force in the ride. Brandon Dodd with the CT.
Big wraparound there.
He's all over the stat book today.
I think that's about as close as you can get to a wraparound without getting a hold at the same exact time. So nice job, maximizing that envelope there, Mr. Dodd.
That's right. Now we'll settle in with a fresh 80 and go to work. Chase Douglas, 55, talked to him before the game. He said, I asked him keys to the game, and he just said, do us. And there it is. We're doing us. Brendan Krause.
I think that's number 3 for Brendan today. Brings his total on the season up to 20. But this is exactly what we were talking about in the first quarter, that scoring in bunches. Air Force lets one goal up, and then they come back and they rifle off another 2 immediately. Score of the game now is Air Force 7, Marist 3, 8.5 left in the second quarter.
Here's Brian Michael at the faceoff again. I would grab the binoculars here. He's still wearing those black cleats. Tough look. I'm not sure if I agree with it, but hey, it's working for him.
That just goes to prove that blue-collar Long Island lacrosse style from Farmingdale.
He's not about the looks for him.
Nice little pop to Chris. Air Force is coming down.
Bardak, just an offensive threat. See what the Peen brothers can do here. Not sure they're on the stat sheet yet, but should be soon. Wes Peen, just a big body. His downhill dodging, once he gets rolling, it's hard to stop him. Hayden Tolan top side and looks back to Krause.
Little 2-man lacrosse there. Getting top side.
Looks like he might get a reset. Not missing that.
Air Force got 34 seconds left on their shot clock. They got 2 men behind, now 1. Looks like we got the shorty behind the goal. That was a super nice feed. Goal, Wes Peen. Just said it was only a matter of time until he got on the scoreboard. And there's his first goal of the game.
Yeah, and that's just expected to happen. West Peen finding the back of the net.
That was a really nice dodge there by Aiden Tolan. Coming up, drawing the slide, finding the other guy on the other side of the crease for West Peen to bury it.
And a good timeout here from Marist, just trying to
Stop the bleeding.
stop the bleeding.
Speaking of stop the bleeding, we'll stop it here for 1 second. We'll be back with you shortly.
We'll give your ears a break out there.
Welcome back, Falcon fans, out of the timeout. Coming with a face-off here. We got about 7 minutes and 20 seconds left in the second quarter. It's Air Force 8, Marist 3. Got Brian Michael still out there with the hot hand.
And the boys are buzzing right now.
This is the most fired up I've seen Air Force since about halfway through the second quarter against UVA to start the season off.
That's right, and Air Force with a tough start to the schedule. So record doesn't necessarily reflect the talent on the team and the skill level that they're playing at. And you look to see them start to pour it on here later in the season, and hopefully as they get late into conference play in the ASUN.
Marist with a little bit of an off-kilter pass there. They come up with the ground ball.
And there's number 13 again. I think that's his second.
That is his second. He was the one that paid for that first goal he just got in the second quarter, and then he just buried another one. He was pretty much left all alone. Air Force got caught sliding after that loose ball. One-on-one with Jason Rose. Jason Rose, unfortunately, would have had to stand on his head in order to make a big save there.
That's right, and that's another scramble play that they're making. I haven't seen much out of them 6v6, so props to the Air Force defense. But when you're going out after those ground balls on the outside, you can't let a guy get behind you towards the net.
Just like we talked about in the first quarter and what you talked about with Coach Wilson during warm-ups, is they have to minimize those unsettled plays, because that's where pretty much Marist gets the majority of their goals out of.
Air Force going to settle it down here. Get their personnel on the field, play some 6v6 lacrosse, and earn another goal. Chase Douglas, Denver guy, vocal, just a leader out on the lacrosse field. See him initiating from X.
Brandon behind the goal. A little two-man action right there. Got him hung up. Slows things down again.
Marist showing a little bit of improvement here, settling it. Oh, never mind.
That was a nice feed, nice shot, nice save by Marist's goalie there. Anthony Navillano. They're running the clear right now. 8 seconds to get it over midfield. Air Force has been riding really nice today so far. Even though that Marist got the ball over, they pretty much squeaked out as much clock as they could on that side of the midfield, so they're giving them the bare minimum on the offensive side of the field.
Marist offense looking to get something going here with down 4. Like 37 initiating from the wing here on Tommy Hellman. Quick slide.
Oh,
Jay
nice.
Rose, he makes that play at least 3 times a game, and you'd love to see it. He just catches the offense off guard, jumps out of the net, picks a pass off.
Yeah, but that was great topside defense by Tommy Hellman, and then look who got the ground ball after it ended up on in front of the crease.
That's right.
You said it earlier, this kid's going to do it all, but he just planted his flag like it was Iwo Jima over there and said, "You're not getting topside on me."
Here go the Peen brothers again. Yeah, as I mentioned, 4 Peen brothers come through the Air Force lacrosse program. And Brandon Dodd backside. There he goes.
Brandon Dodd.
Is that 3? Is that his hat trick?
Yeah, it is a hattie. But, I mean, he's just so fluid. Like, he got that, and it was just, you know, no big wind-up. He just put it where he wanted it.
It was just silky. I mean, that's just...
He's as cool as the other side of the pillow, I tell you.
Just silky smooth. Just another lacrosse play. Just another day in the office for Brandon Dodd. And you look at that left shoulder there. I'm not sure if he's hurting. It looks a little stiff, if you can see the way he finished the ball as well on that shot. He looked to check out for his shoulder.
It might have been that, or it might have just been him dusting that shoulder off.
That could have been. It could have been a little leaner action. There's a GB by Dodd.
But another thing I really liked about that goal is you see who got the assist? Brendan Krause again, dishing out dimes today. Usually this kid is putting them in the back of the onion basket, but not today. He's dishing the dimes.
Good timeout by Air Force.
Timeout Air Force. We'll take a timeout up here in the booth as well. We'll be back with you very shortly. Air Force up 9-4 against Marist. Welcome back, Falcon fans, here in Falcon Stadium, where Air Force is leading Marist 9-4. Coming back out of the timeout, Air Force is going to start off with the ball on their offensive side of the field with a fresh shot clock, 79 seconds. It's like Air Force is spreading the field out right now.
Looks like we got the Peen brothers and Dante Orlando line in. Where's that Aiden Tolan down there? Oh, sorry, that's Aiden Tolan. Gavin Peen.
That was a really good look.
Got his
Nobody
hands
on
free
him,
in front.
about 10 yards, staring right down the barrel of the cage. Just couldn't put that one away. Luckily, Air Force had backup. They get the ball back with 50 seconds left on the shot clock. Little two-man lacrosse behind the cage. We got a shorty on Aiden Tolan.
Little mishandle, but we'll pick it up and take it to go. Peen-to-peen action. And he'll choose to upgrade for another shot. Let his boy Aiden Tolan logging on to www.iflatoutstingcorners.com. Woo!
Oh, man. That windup, I think his stick was all the way down in Pueblo before he let go of that shot.
Wow. And you just look at the boys fired up after that one.
Yeah, don't tell these Air Force guys that they're only 1-4 right now. They look like they're ready to go to the tournament. They're so fired up on that sideline. Looks like we got a new dealer up at the face-off X right now. Number 29 for Air Force.
Braden Gabe, he's a walk-on, just another guy that's first in, last out. He will grind. Look at him hustling off the field. He will grind forever and do whatever it takes for the team. Great guy. And you start to notice a theme with all the Air Force guys. Just great guys. Just guys that are just going to work hard, blue-collar lacrosse. Hey, we're going to ball our fist up, punch you in the face, and not stop.
Talked about it in the last couple of broadcasts, you know, with these new NCAA rules, with transfers and COVID eligibility. You don't have any guys here that are looking at their 7th season. They play 4 years here if they get it, and then they're going to be officers in the Air Force. So you're not looking at any guys that are going to be designing sticks for Brian and STX afterwards and playing in the MLL.
Coach Thompson on the sideline getting fired up.
That's
and there's another
4.
one.
Falcons go. Number 45.
Just got past the line, horseshoes and hand grenades. That's all it just needs to get past that line. Snuck in back there.
Yep, 5-hole. But like I said, there's nothing super fancy about him. He's just, I'm bigger, I'm tougher, I'm going to dodge you, and then I'm just going to get a quick shot off. No big wind-up. He's just putting it on cage and burying it.
Got Shad Bruce over here on the close wing.
That's Marist's second false start
second,
of the game.
Second of the half. So next one, we're looking at a little man-up opportunity.
You know, for a second there, I thought Brian Michaels' eyes got super wide and he was going to take it to the cage. If he took it to the cage and scored, bring in the riot police, because I think Falcon fans here would have just gone absolutely bonkers.
And the Falcon fans are on their feet today. Packed house. Close to a sold-out event here. Brendan Krause about to initiate from top left. Just got some swagger to him today. Here comes Aiden Tolan across the top, inside Brandon Dodd.
Ooh, trying to do a little Canadian there with the little catch it across his body, a little underhand Kevin Crumrine style, class of 2008. Unfortunately not equal to the task, and Marist comes down in the fast break. Big shot, big miss.
And that's one that I would call a bucket shot. Back in high school, if you had the worst shot of the day, you were carrying the bucket back to the locker room. And so if you had the worst shot, that was in contention for a bucket shot. Look at number 3 here on the side left to initiate for Marist offense.
Textbook defense by Tommy Hellman. Drove him right to that GLE. Never let him get topside, and then he's working him back there.
Wow.
Don't tell him he doesn't have a long pole behind there.
Gets inside.
Big save to end the half. So far, Air Force has come out. They started to score those goals in bunches. Air Force is going to take a halftime lead of 11-4.
And ladies and gentlemen, you can sit down now and take a break at halftime because I know you were on your feet for that whole first half. Take a break, relax, take a deep breath, and we're going to get back for some Air Force lacrosse here in a little bit.
We'll take a little break here. We'll come back to you with highlights from the first half, and then we'll get the second half started in a moment. Air Force is leading here at Falcon Stadium. Air Force 11, Marist 4. Welcome back, Falcon fans. We have Air Force leading Marist today, so far 11-4 at halftime. Going to go through a few of the highlights from the first half, but the big thing from the first half is Brandon Dodd.
Brandon Dodd.
Yep. So there's Marist started the game off, right off the face-off. Nice flow, came down, scored, but Air Force came right back. First goal right there is Aiden Tolan, just an absolute howitzer. Here's Marist just getting topside, pinging a top corner.
Offensive midi stuck on D there.
But then from there, it's pretty much been all Air Force, all Brendan Dodd. Here's Brendan Krause just dishing out dimes. More Air Force goals, and this is the first game of the season so far that they've been scoring in bunches. I missed that.
I missed that nifty. That was a nifty play by Jake.
Yeah.
Number 13.
Nice around the world. But there's Brendan Krause just burying it. Air Force just equal the task, scoring in bunches. Brendan Krause going to Brandon Dodd again. Cools the other side of the pillow.
And Jake DC just tearing it up for Marist. That around the world was nifty.
But those were your first half highlights from Air Force Marist. Again, Air Force is taking a second half lead, 11-4. And we'll be right back with the start of the second half. Welcome back, Falcon fans. Here we are at Falcon Stadium where Air Force is starting the second half against the Marist Red Foxes. Air Force is leading 11-4, and so far, Air Force just looks like an absolute complete team, starting from the face-off X, defense, offense, the whole kit and caboodle. What do you think, Vinny?
I think we have it all working. You know, we're a well-oiled machine right now. Everything's going well for us. We're getting the ball up and out on the clear, which is something we talked about in the beginning of the game. I think we're clearing close, 100%. I think so right now.
Brian Michael with the big win at the face-off X. He's coming down.
Ooh.
Dodd with a little nifty spin around. Lefty shot, just missed it.
Getting into the nifty realm, I see. Peen brothers coming out second half. They're looking to break out in a big way here.
I can hear you.
Air Force spreading out that field. Marist is coming out. Looks like they're pressing. They're at the situation where they need that ball back because they need to start scoring in bunches in order to tie this game up.
And, that was wide open on the doorstep there.
Just a little off the mark.
Air Force dropping back into their 60 ride. Does pretty well for us. Teams struggle a little bit with it. One of the better non-pressure rides I've seen in my days.
As a goalie, I actually liked it where they pressed you on the ride a little bit more because it opened things up. I did not like it when they just sat back in the ride, kind of that non-press.
Right.
Because it just felt like everything was covered all the time.
Right.
A big hard shot there.
Number 23, Hunter Embry, senior out of Yorktown.
Hunter Embry, that's just one of those classic lacrosse names right there. His parents knew he was destined for Division I lacrosse.
Here's number 3 from behind, Jason Intermasoli.
Hunter Embry with another big shot.
Jason Intermasoli behind a red shirt senior out of Sayville. That was my rival high school, actually. Played him a couple times back in high school and then a couple times in college as well. He's taking his 5th year here.
A lot of Long Island guys on this Marist
on
team.
the side here, see how it's flashing 16?
I don't think I could have pointed
On the side here,
Poughkeepsie
you
out
have
on a map if
164
you
by 16. I just dropped it.
asked me to when I was in high school.
And you can hear them pumping.
Nice ball movement,
They couldn't hear you.
getting the ball onto the crease.
Make sure you push
Looks
the
like that was number 42, JoJo.
I'm going to touch you, okay?
I'm sorry, I'm going to have to look at the abbreviations here.
Pareka?
Pareka with the goal. That was a nice ball movement. They just caught Air Force in the middle of the slide, wide open on the crease, and he was able to bury it.
Yeah, JoJo Pareka, senior, another guy out of Long Island. So you see, sometimes that bites Jason Rose sometimes because he goes to jump for that pass and he's not in good position to make a save on the doorstep there. Marist looking to get something going, get the wheels turning a little bit down 6 here.
Looks like Marist has all of their offensive personnel out there on the field. Looks like they're starting off wide, 1-4-1.
Not you, fat Jesus. Not today.
That was a big
Rose.
save, hitting the outlet pass over to Shad Bruce, who's running it down, finds Dodd. Back up top. Ooh.
Christian Marshall draws a slide. Dodd's going to settle it down here.
Yeah, it looked like Air Force was pressing there for a little bit, but Brandon Dodd smartly slows it down, gets all of his personnel, all the substitutions done before they start any more offense.
Once again, the poise on Brandon Dodd just to settle things down. Hey, we're going to get this done, fellas. Just take a deep breath. Follow me.
Looks like we're bringing the shorty back behind the goal. Get a little two-man action with Brandon Dodd right there.
Marist showing
Get it
us
back to him, and we got him hung up.
Marist showing a slide off of the crease, not an adjacent slide here. That's why the crease is looking open for us. Dante Orlando showing his moves off. Hello.
Ooh,
He's going to get a fresh 80 for us, or fresh 60, sorry. Just changed that this year in college lacrosse. Used to be reset to 80 seconds, but now when reset on the offensive possession, resets to 60. So you lose 20 seconds there. Double team coming. That's a beautiful double. That's a textbook double right there.
Yeah, but somehow he's got that ball back.
That's off Marist.
Dodd with the quick restart, getting it right back up top to Brendan Krause. He's got the ball back. Going with the right hand.
There he is, draws that slide over to Chase Douglas. Across the top. Marist is going to take that one to go.
Ooh, fancy little spin dodge, couldn't hold on to it. We got a loose ball at the middle of the field. And Air Force comes up with it.
Oh.
I am super surprised over the past 20 seconds of that lacrosse that there is no laundry on the field because bodies were flying, balls were flying everywhere.
That looked like some dually ball out there.
Looks like Marist is going to start with a clear here.
Air Force settling nice into this 60 ride here.
Yeah,
short time, 5 seconds to get it over the midline. They're going to double in the middle. Chris Bardak. Not even letting Marist take a breath. Just all over him.
It's like Marist is going to slow it down. They got about 45 left on their shot clock.
Here's Indersoli from the side. Dishes over to 42.
Big face dodge. Off the mark. Marist will start with the ball on the end line.
Jojo Pareca letting them fly today. And here comes number 13 from the back, Jake.
Slide, little
And
underhand
a
shot.
sky whammy. 13, Jake. Indersoli from the side. They're looking to him. Redshirt senior.
It's a pretty nice offensive possession Marist has had so far. They've gotten about 3 looks at the cage, and they still got 20 seconds left on their shot clock.
There's number 34 taking the shot, James Lyons. That's an important number for Marist, given to a senior that deserves it every year. So a guy that's wearing that number, you look for him to have a day.
Textbook defense by Air Force. They fed the crease, and the entire ceiling just came down on him. I think he got checked by 4 different guys when he tried to catch that.
Right.
Air Force brings the ball down. Brendan Krause gets out of trouble, slows things up.
Tommy Hellman getting involved on the offensive side. Brings it back out to Brendan Krause up top over to Wes Peen to settle things down and get into their 6v6 offense. Gavin Peen, 24. Aiden Tolan. Gavin
looks
Peen
like
trying to get the dodge on the shorty here.
It's like Marist went into halftime and decided Aiden Tolan needs a long pole on him at all times because they had a shorty on him in the first half.
That's probably a good call.
Oh my God!
You're holding 50,000 volts, little man. Don't be afraid to ride the lightning.
Oh man, Brandon Dodd. Yeah, I didn't play last week. My shoulder's hurt. Then I'm going to throw a big face dodge and go one-handed shot.
Wow.
I mean, someone get ESPN on the phone. I think that's going to be a top play today.
Hashtag SC top 10 on that one. Wow. Just not many words to say after that one. We're at all up here in the press box. Questionable push from behind. Air Force comes out. See, that's what we love to see coming out with these loose ball situations. It's been a lot of white out there.
And hats off to the referee team today, letting the boys play.
That's right. That's a good point. They're just letting them play lacrosse. And Air Force playing poised lacrosse. There's no penalties yet on Air Force. Looking good. So another thing that Coach Wilson said in the start of the game, stay out of the penalty box, which is something I'm way too familiar with.
You know, I wasn't down on the field for warm-ups, but a lot of the Air Force guys wearing mustaches this month.
They are starting to grow them out. Mustache March. You know, you get a little bit of freedom. A little bit of freedom as a cadet, you got to take it.
I wonder if that's Air Force's secret weapon, because they started February off 1-4, and they're coming out a completely different team here today so far.
And unfortunately, I'm eating my words right now as the penalty flags fly in the wind.
The big wind-up by the long pole there, but Jason Rose up to the task. Picked that one up off the turf, but it looks like this is going to be the first time we see Air Force's man-down defense today.
And we'll probably see a big play by Jason Rose here. I'm just feeling it. Guy just makes plays quarterly. If you're Marist right now, you're in need of a goal here. Down by 7. Getting late into the game here, halfway through the third. At a certain point, and we're two men down.
1 minute.
Looks like we got number 32 and 20 in the sin bin for Air Force right now. So what does Air Force's two-man down defense try to do here?
So you attack this one of two ways. You rotate and you move with the ball, or you stay in a box. You play a zone, you pass everything. And it looks like they're going to do that, and Jason Rose coming up big with a save.
But that's exactly what Air Force wants. That guy shooting from about 12 to 13 yards. We don't want the ball to get in on the crease. You want to just basically give them those outside shots and let Jason Rose just pick those gumballs up out of the air.
Exactly, and a great Cole Grimberry's going to go for the loose ball here, and you look to settle back in quickly. You don't want to get too extended here. And Air Force just standing on their heads right now.
I was thinking there was going to be a loose ball push there, and that's the reason Air Force number 8, Cole Grimberg, went out there, but he got knocked down, which put us into an unsettled situation. Ball's on the turf.
And the Air Force sideline just fired up over there.
Yeah, I think they thought that was going to go Air Force's way, but they give it back to Marist. Looks like we're just man down now. 5 guys out there.
5 guys, burgers and fries here. You look to get to the hands so they can't feed much.
Oh, way to come down.
Good coverage.
Chris Bardock. What a slide from the top.
And we're up and out.
Hats off to Coach Wilson and his man-down defense there, not giving up a goal. That's really got to take the wind out of the sails there for Marist. You know, they're trying to score in heaps to get back into this game. They got a 2-man up opportunity, and they're not up to the task to bury it and put one on the scoreboard.
Just not sound offense on their part. Passing and throwing is not on par for them right now, and it's just, you hate to see it.
They almost had a little bit too much of a sense of urgency there because they were taking shots from about 13 yards. That's not the look you want when you're up 2 men right there.
Here's Gavin Peen from the top.
Big swim move. Is that a lacrosse player or Michael Phelps right there? But he's got the shorty behind, little 2-man offense work. Rolls inside, finds.
Draws the slide. Brendan Krause.
The surgeon.
Got a gun in your waist, please don't shoot at the place.
Big goal out of Brendan Krause there. But that was just textbook offense. Drive, draw the slide, find the open man, another slide, find the open man, your finisher, Brendan Krause, who just absolutely, I talked about his left hand earlier, and now he's telling me, hey, watch my tape. I score with both hands.
Just unselfish offense. That's what it comes down to. Everyone sees a shot for themselves to say, hey, let's press the upgrade button. Let's get a better one. Get one of my teammates. That's why the stats are just well spread out right now.
Brian Michael with another face-off win with those Black Knights circa 1986. I think those are the same cleats Booby Miles was wearing in
so.
Friday Night Lights.
Can't have no white Adidas.
Ooh. It's a dangerous pass right there. Back when I was a cadet playing on the Air Force lacrosse team, if you threw a flat pass, so completely east-west on the field, the offensive coordinator back then, Coach Saramit, would light you up like a Christmas tree.
What a handle at X. Here's Krause from the right side, getting top side, seeing some daylight. Moves it. One more. Backside. Brandon Dodd.
Ooh, nice save. Marist goalie. Looks like we got a little extracurricular right there. A little push from behind to put him in the crease. And we got a Marist player down.
Looks like number 45, Kyle Stothko,
Hate
red
to
shirt
see it
senior.
the way he's looking. We're going to take an injury timeout here for a second. We have Air Force leading Marist 13-5 with about 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in the third quarter. We'll be right back with you. Welcome back, Falcon fans. Looks like Air Force is up 13-5 against Marist with 3 minutes and 30 seconds left. We just got back from the injury timeout for Marist. Looks like number 45, Kyle Stafko, defenseman for Marist. Luckily, you know, I didn't really see what he hurt, but luckily he walked off under his own power to the sideline. So hopefully, you know, it's nothing too serious.
Right, you hope he's okay. He's a redshirt senior on the defensive side, carrying their team. You hope to see him back out there in a little bit.
Here in Marist, offensive possession.
And just tough defense. Christian Marshall, bother in the hands. Good lift at the end.
Yep, good lift. Sent that one off cage. Marist has the backup. They'll be starting off with the ball in the northeast end zone.
Carlisle, number 13.
Pretty quiet day from him so far. He's pretty much the workhorse of the Air Force defense. Marist probably watched the game tape and said, keep the ball away from that cat.
Exactly. I've seen guys just so confused how the ball, 1 second they have the ball behind X, and the other second it's just going the other way. And there's Tommy Hellman. He's got fresh legs today.
Hats off to the Air Force strength and conditioning team.
Tic-tac-toe.
That is an absolute textbook fast break for all you high school and middle school kids out there. That's how you run the fast break. Goalie makes the big save, hits the D midi, sprinting down the field with those fresh legs, as my cohort here, Vinny, pointed out. Hits Brendan Krause, send it down low, quick stick from Brandon Dodd. What is that, his 5th today?
I lost count.
Yeah.
I can't even keep track. He's making it tough out here.
I mean, between Brendan Krause and Brandon Dodd today, that's, you know, with Dodd coming from Utah, it's like John Stockton and Karl Malone out there today.
Just tic-tac-toe. They're just having a great time. And Jason Rose, not up in here. Just standing on his head in the net.
Big stop by Jason Rose. It rang the pipe. Marist got their offensive personnel out here. Errant pass, and it looks like it's going to go Air Force's way.
It's just a little bit of sloppy play from Red. Just not what you want here when you're down a couple goals and you need something to happen.
But, you know, we talked about it before the game and in the first quarter about how Air Force has to improve on their clears. I mean, I guess that's all Coach Wilson worked on Monday through Friday today, because it does not seem like a problem whatsoever. What I really like about Air Force is they're not waiting to let Marist get set up in the ride. They're picking up that ball off the turf and getting it started right away.
Brendan Krause. I think he just yelled at Coach, I'm a peacock. Gotta let me fly in this one.
Yep.
Wow.
Nothing fancy out of him. Just another right-hand face dodge. Put it top shelf where Grandma hides the cookies.
Ooh.
Oh, little get him on his back foot.
Just opening up room.
Off stick side high. You know, with the season Brendan Krause is having, north of 20 goals on the season already. He's got that little calf sleeve going, a little swag.
A little bit of swagger to it. You know, surprised that Coach is letting him get away with wearing it. Maybe it's an injury of some sort, because normally we're pretty uniform in what we wear. But you know what? It's working for him.
Yep. You know, I got an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old that play Pee Wee Lacrosse here in the local area. It's only a matter of time before I start heading to practice and all these kids are wearing little calf sleeves because they want to be the next Brendan Krause playing at the United States Air Force Academy.
Curious to see if he gets on the watch list. Ooh, and a nifty little check by Chris Bardak. And a rotation here from Air Force defense, going to give that Marist a shot. And there's number 42 again, Lions. Sorry, Jojo Pareca.
Yeah, Jojo Pareca, lost member of the House of Pain because he came here to drop bombs. But that was an absolute howitzer to the top corner. I don't think Jason Rose ever had a chance. Dodge, get it behind. Feed the top.
About 30.
Move it across. Ooh, that was from about 12 yards.
That's pretty nice. 30 seconds here left in the third quarter. And a violation on Marist, so keep track of that. That's their first. Inside.
Rang the pipe.
Ooh! A little toe drag action behind the net to get things started. And looks like Marist is probably going to get this run out here with 12 seconds left. Looking for a Hail Mary option.
The best clear in any goalie's arsenal, the old Gilman. Just let it fly and see what happens. Nope.
And no sense of urgency here and I think they just realized how much time they have.
And there's the horn. End of the third quarter here at Falcon Stadium. Your United States Air Force Academy is leading Marist by a score of 15-6. We'll be back with you here for the last quarter, the fourth here at Falcon Stadium. Talk to you in a minute.
www.facebook.com/AFLacrosse.
Welcome back to Falcon Stadium, where we're starting the fourth quarter with Air Force leading Marist 15-6. Looks like we still have the hot dealer out there at the face-off X, Mr. Brian Michael from Farmingdale, Long Island.
Brian Michael's just a man possessed today. So here's Braden Gabe. Equipment issue on Brian Michael.
Started off the game, close to the 50s and clear skies, and you see that snowstorm is starting to roll in. Only going to help Air Force with that home field advantage here.
It's Falcon weather.
No offense taken.
Intermasoli here on the left side. Start things off for Marist in the fourth quarter, hoping to get something going. Just sound defense from the Falcons today. Little show there.
Textbook defense, though. Guy started to slide. Defenseman caught up to him, and he got right back down to the crease, getting ready for the next slide.
Little two-man game behind the net here. Pareka rolls, feeds inside. Number 13 again. There's his third. 13, Jake Deasy.
That was a pretty nifty little goal. Nice little catch and shoot on the crease. You know, I got to give big ups where it's due. We missed it in the first half, but this cat scored around the world earlier. Sorry I didn't give you the shout out. You deserved them, but you're getting it now, and off this goal too. Nice little catch, shoot with a guy all over him. That's a nice goal.
A good job by Pareka on that roll. Keep his eyes up, even though he's got pressure on his hands. Just to feed it inside, number 13, his guy. A couple SC top 10 plays out there today. Like you said, that goal we missed in the beginning.
Yeah, more importantly, if it does make Sports Center, hopefully our voices are on Sports Center, because that'd be pretty dope, huh?
That would be pretty cool. Sports Center, let's make it happen.
Here comes Marist on the fast break, but caught his stick hanging.
Oh, and a high hit there. And
there comes the laundry.
And
another one. And there's more laundry.
And
looks like Marist is a little frustrated with the call, but looked pretty textbook to me. Hats off to the refereeing crew today. But the field right now looks like my 8-year-old's bedroom. Laundry everywhere. Let's see what the calls are going to be. But it looked like a high hit is one.
The second one was a cross check to the neck.
Oh, yeah, that's
going to be locked in for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Would be surprised if it wasn't. And a little extracurriculars there at the end. And let's see if they're going to make him, for those extracurriculars, it looks like they're going to take James Chastain off the field. And that being the last penalty could mean Marist ball here, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. Looks like we got a zebra conference going on. Let's see. He's walking over to the box right now.
And Coach Wilson letting Chastain hear that one.
It's a cross check. Referee was just making so many hand gestures. I don't know if he's taxiing me into park or what's going on right now.
He is directing traffic a little bit. But Air Force going to pay for those extracurriculars. Looks like Marist ball, but we're going to see what happens here. Looks like they have 5 guys on the field.
On either side. Looks like I saw 2 flags definitely. I thought there were going to be both Marist penalties, but it looks like there's only one guy in the sin bin for Marist, and then our guy who is uncharacteristically getting the game misconduct for throwing his stick at the end of it.
Right. Now, I'm a little shocked here by that, because there was 2 penalties, and if they offset, how there's not 2 guys in the box for Marist. And it looks like Coach Wilson's going to let him hear that.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if Coach Wilson's giving the referees the business or if he wants to get out there with his man down defense. All-American lacrosse player, defenseman himself, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct.
He's from upstate New York, but he's got his Long Island roots. He was the D coordinator at Hofstra for a minute.
And it looks like we got 5v5 ball here. Going to have some room for the Marist offense to work. Oh, Jason Rose shutting the door.
Big double team there.
And a ball just gobbled up. That's what Q Carlisle is good for right there. Some loose change on the deck. He's going to take it to go. Tommy Hellman just making defenders look foolish.
Tommy Hellman saying, Coach Wilson, I'm not just a D midi. I'll swim, I'll dodge, I'll do it all. Gets the ball back on the offensive side of the field. Brandon Dodd directing the offense.
Shout out to Tommy Hellman. He actually painted the lines on the field, too.
Here's that urgency from Marist. They're pressing the ball pretty hard on defense right now.
And Air Force going to settle in and start some offense with 30 left on the shot clock here.
Looks like we're back to 6-on-6 play here.
Surprised he was not locked in, and we got live action. We got live action.
I think that was number 31 for Air Force, Kyle Griffith. First time we called his name, but the dime getting dished out by Brandon Dodd, just finding him wide open on the crease, and he buried it.
Brandon Dodd coming close to a double-double here.
And looking down at the Falcon sideline, everyone is fired up today. Someone get General Clark on the phone. Give out free weekend passes to the Falcons this weekend.
The boys are fired up because they know they're getting in. They're getting in soon here.
Marist with the win on the face-off. They're slowing things down. If I'm Marist, though, you got to start running and gunning.
That's it. But do they have the gas to do it up here at altitude? Here's number 1, Josh Balcarcel. Not sure if I pronounced that one right, but might have a mean email waiting for me.
Oh, ball down on the turf. Look, Jason Rose is coming out of the goal.
Jason Rose is just hungry.
Yeah, wants to see some action.
Q Carlisle coming up with another ground ball. Nothing new. And here's Christian Marshall making his way up. Brandon Dodd going to settle things down for Air Force. 60 left on the shot clock. Aiden Tolan, surprised to see that first mini line still up, and that's going to be a flag.
There it is.
And Coach Thompson fired up on the field.
That was just lazy defense. So he knew he was behind them the entire time. I think that's just some frustration setting in, you think,
right,
with what the score is right now.
Here's Griffith behind X, pick step by Aiden Tolan, gets his hands free back over to Aiden Tolan with the shorty. He likes that look. Just a ball's gonna go out of bounds here. Air Force gonna go man up.
Yep. It's gonna be a loose ball or push from behind with possession. Air Force is gonna get the man up team out there again today.
And we see Stepney on the field. We got Griffith. We got some young guys on the field.
I think it's only a matter of time before Coach Wilson starts emptying the bench and getting some guys some live game action.
I think so too.
Looks like Air Force is coming out in a 1-4-1 here. Now they're in the middle of their rotation.
Just a little bit of sloppy play here from Air Force.
Ooh, that was a nifty pickup.
That was.
Nice save.
Beat me to it there on the nifty call. We're going to get a reset, fresh 60 here. And inside. Ooh. Good look. Good look on the shot there. Little backhander. Little shovel.
That's nice. You don't usually see Brendan Krause just catching stuff on the crease there. You usually see him dodging to get to the cage, but again, I'm sorry for saying it again, but that was a nifty little catch and shoot.
Not sure the intended target on that pass.
It's like Marist is going to get away with this. Man down. Hats off to their man down defense, getting a big stop there, and here they are in the clear.
About 9 minutes left here in the game. A little fast break action. And to me, that's surprising seeing them settle that one there. You think you're down 9, you got to make something happen. You got to push any sort of fast break, any transition, scramble stuff. You just got to push it at this point.
Yep, that's just being game unaware with 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and you're down 16-7.
Good rotation by Air Force.
Oh, big save. Big save out of Jason Rose right on the doorstep.
And who else but Q Carlisle gobbling balls up.
That was another nice little move from Tommy Hellman right there.
The sideline is fired up.
Yeah.
Because those boys are itching to get on that field. And as you mentioned before, you wonder how long until those guys start to get on the field. Those guys work hard all week in practice. They're the reason that the boys are playing so well on the field, because they scout the other team's offense and defense. They play it against us. They work hard all week. And you don't know how many games like this you're going to get a season to get those boys in. So curious to see how long it takes to get them in.
Oh, that was a big save. Stand on your head. Kick the leg out there. For you young kids watching, that's why goalies wear sweatpants. It's all about surface area in this game.
No remorse from the Air Force ride here. Doesn't matter the lead. We're still going to fight for that ball back. And they're going to turn it over, and we're going to capitalize on it.
Jason Rose coming out, getting a ground ball. Here comes Air Force in the transition. They're going to slow it up. Air Force at this point, no need to press the cage. They know as long as they have possession, Marist can't score and they can't come back. So no problem just slowing it down, getting the right personnel on the field. Looks like number 51.
Leonetti.
Leonetti's checking in for the first time today.
Ball pops loose. Good defense by number 7, as we mentioned earlier. That's a cause turnover for him right there. Team leader.
Marist setting in on their clear here. Air Force is still in that deep ride.
Cole Grinberg.
That's exactly the way Coach drew it up. Once the shorty gets it, it's got the long pole on him right away at midfield.
That's right.
Unfortunately, they weren't able to stop it.
It looks like we got another offensive guy stuck on the field. Leonetti on the backside. Whenever you get an offensive guy stuck on the field, it's tough because they're always focused during the week. We got them some reps on defense, but the big thing is you just got to talk to them. Just talk them through it, direct them on the field.
Not only direct him on the field, but Jason Rose needs to notice it, because as soon as that offensive midi starts dodging him, I'm yelling ram immediately.
Exactly. We're going to go quick to that guy and get him some help. We're going to have him recover, and we're just going to rotate quicker. A little miscommunication on that.
And ideally, you just get that offensive midi to just shut somebody off.
Nice. Jason Rose. And you see number 21 out there, Caden Wolfson. He's a senior. He battled some knee injuries, man. Freshman year, tore his knee up. Then he ended up hurting his knee again. And you love to see him out on the field as a guy that hurt his knee as well. Getting back on the field, it's tough the first time, but you love to see him out there making plays.
Marist with the shot clock violation. Jason Rose just picks it up, gets the ball downfield. And look at this, Jason Rose is coming out.
And there's Q Richards checking in.
You know, Air Force's defense played great today. Didn't have to rely on Jason Rose to do a lot, but he gets the well-deserved recognition once he gets off to the sideline there from his Air Force pals.
We got Will Stacks checking in as well, down low at close defense, number 7.
You know, it's going to be interesting to watch with Air Force, you know, starting to empty the bench. Fresh legs against Marist, I got to believe, is going to keep their starters in to try to inch back into this game.
And Q Richards.
Big save. Hey. Big outlet pass to Shad.
Hey, look at me, coach. I'm here to play. No time wasted. Comes right in, making big saves.
it's got to be tough for a backup goalie, Well, I do know. I backed up J.J. Pavoni for 3 years. You're sitting on that bench, not seeing shots for, an hour and a half, and then it's, hey, get in the cage cold and start making some stops. So once you get that first one, though, you're good. You're calmed down. Right. The adrenaline's done. So real nice job from Air Force's backup goalie getting that first save of the day for him.
Wasted no time. Here's Stephanie over to Gavin Peen. And a full send there by Gavin Peen. Wasn't able to cash in, but sent it.
Yeah, a little bit of the dive action there. I like it.
Would have loved to see him cash that one. Chase Douglas behind 5-5. Sees top side, draws it. Goal. And a little late hit there, but hey, we're scoring goals. We're having fun.
Kyle Griffith coming out from behind, going underhand, sneaking it past Marist goalie for another goal. Air Force is winning 17-7 here with about 3:20 left in the fourth quarter.
Props to Chase Douglas there, getting top side on his man. Everybody's staring at him. They see Chase Douglas coming down the alley. He just dishes it backside, and Griffith is able to just swing around the corner, drop it in.
Here, Brendan Krause is checking out for Air Force. Big day out of him, dishing dimes, scoring goals. Well-deserved rest over there on the sideline.
Looks like Ethan Howell checking in for him down there.
The boys are hungry, though, still riding hard, picking up that ground ball.
Braden Gabe, just a hustler right there.
I'm surprised Marist is letting them just slow it down. At some point, you just got to go out, double the ball, and try to get it back. Bring the goalie out to lock somebody off.
So we got a new midfield line in here. 13, Cooper Rich. Number 9, Josh Taus. And 32, Max Kane checking in here. Got some new numbers on the field. You love to see it. Get all the boys some action today. Max Kane, side right. And here's Tolan. Actually going to get a little pick set. Gets the top side. Sees good vision by Aiden Tolan, just keeping his eyes up all day. Oh, looks like a little sniper up on the rooftop.
Either that or the 40-yard line is a little raised today. Marist gets the ball back, starting their clear, get it to the shorty. Get the ball over the midfield. And that's pretty much what you expect out of Marist at this point in the game. That midi came over, and I think he probably knew he was shooting it once he hit the F on the Air Force on the midfield logo.
Just a cannon of a shot. That was impressive.
But yeah, ooh, big wind up.
A little 15-yarder.
Yeah, number 4, Keenan Darabe with the goal. Going top shelf.
About 1:44 left here. Short time for today. Got Braden Gabe at the face-off X. He's going to get another win under his belt right there. There's going to have to be a flag there. He had the ball in his stick. And questionable, but boys letting him play a little bit here.
Air Force can get that ball back after the tip. But this is absolutely a big win for Air Force. They started the season off, playing number 1 UVA, playing Jacksonville, playing Denver, coming to this game 1-4. They probably thought they were going to have an easier time with Canisius, but they had 17 guys on the injured list. How big of a, coming out to this game and putting up a big 17 on the scoreboard, how How important is that to the Air Force team for the rest of the season?
Well, that's huge because now this week you can relax a little bit. You can get back to doing you because, you know, you lose to those teams by a lot of goals like that, you know you're hitting the end line. You're running a ton. You're gassed. You're tired. So now they can take a deep breath, kind of get into the groove for the rest of the season and find their stroke.
Here, Marist came up with a big stop. They're back on the offense here. Got 20 seconds left in the game. Marist is still pushing, trying to get one in the onion basket. Ooh,
another
big
sky
under
whammy.
here.
Might be in contention for another bucket shot.
Yeah, I'm just happy I don't have to go out there for the ball hunt today.
That's a great point. 10 seconds left here. You want to make sure you don't get into any extracurriculars after this game. You just take the win. Let them walk to their bench. You walk to yours.
But there's the end of regulation. Air Force just coming out, scoring in heaps today. Final, your United States Air Force Academy 17, Marist Red Foxes 8. We're going to take a break and then we'll come back with game highlights. We'll talk to you here in 1 second.
Final score is Falcons 17, Red Foxes 8. All the fans were encouraging.
Welcome back, Falcon fans. We just had the wrap-up of today's matchup, Air Force 17, Marist 8. We're going to come to you with the post-game highlights here. Absolute big game out of Air Force. We'll start off with some of the Marist goals. Number 42, nice little catch and shoot. It's Pareca right there on the front of the crease. And then he's showing us that he can do it all by shooting from outside of 13 with an absolute howitzer of a shot. And then this last goal is from Mr. DC, who had that goal and then a really nice around the world in the first half. But really the story of the day was Brandon Dodd, the junior out of Utah, having 6 goals today. And then not just him, but Brendan Krause, who had a 4-and-4. He showed up on the stat sheet coming into this game with 17 goals, They probably wanted to shut him off as the finisher, but he said, nope, I can dish out the dimes. He had 4 of those as well. What did you see today, Vinny?
Yeah, just a lot of live action from the Falcons. They were just electric all day. Brandon Dodd, Brendan Krause, Aiden Tolan too. His vision, he kept his eyes upfield the entire time. And there you see Chase Douglas as well, another guy that's just drawing the slide every time and keeping his eyes up. They played really well today. They cleared the ball very well, and the defense was very sound until the end where they got those few penalties. But other than that, they played well.
Absolute big game out of Air Force. Complete game, if you will, from the defense all the way to the offense. They get a big win, 17-8 against Marist. They're going on the road now, going over to Bryant, so good luck to the boys. Thanks for tuning in today. Again, Air Force wins 17-8 against the Marist Red Foxes.